Kia ora, good morning. It is Thursday, a pretty wild Thursday weather-wise in Wellington this morning. Sleeting rain made me miss my train. Alliteration and rhyming. We're ticking all the boxes today. This is Kiwibank Markets in a minute. So first, a quick recap of the big local news from yesterday. Yes, it was a pretty wild Wednesday as well as a Thursday, market-wise though, not weather. The RBNZ, they held base interest rates steady at 1%. Excuse me. Jared and Jeremy from Kiwi Economics, they are all over this. We'll link to their content down there below somewhere if you haven't seen it already. But in terms of market reaction, interest rates gapped higher, something to the tune of 20 points in the 2-year bucket. And the Kiwi also higher, that gap from 63.3-ish US cents to around 64. And interestingly, if that wasn't interesting enough, not what's really happened since. Kiwi just wobbling around that 64-cent level. It feels like the market is taking a breath, just getting the lay of the new land, letting the dust settle. Other analogies? I don't know. Yeah. There is more to the market, though, than the actions or inactions of the RBNZ, like a speech from the head of the US Federal Reserve and US inflation, CPI. So interestingly, again, lots of interesting things this morning. Both the speech and the data were aligned. Yeah, so Jerome Powell, head of the Fed, he sees the economic outlook as favourable and the current level of rates as appropriate. On CPI, headline inflation, that unexpectedly ticked up 1.8%. And the core measure, so CPI without food and energy, volatile components, that continues to hold above 2%, even if it dipped a smidge. And 2%, rightly or wrongly, holy grail of inflation targeting. Yeah. So at least 2 central banks probably pretty content this morning. A third probably not as content, the Bank of England. Now obviously Brexit, but overnight UK CPI, that dipped to a 3-year low, 1.5%. Not terrible, but trending away from that elusive 2% figure. Yeah. Bigger picture styles, wider market didn't really make much of anything that we've talked about. US equity indices, they're a little bit higher. European indices a little bit lower. Currencies outside of the Kiwi, nothing really changed there either. But all the Kiwi crosses will be markedly higher this morning. So yeah, maybe look at that table in our first-hand commentary. That'll give you the lay of the land. That's an analogy I've already used this morning. I can recycle it, it's fine. Yeah, there's no rules. Okay, that is enough from me, I think, because I'm burbling and making this up. So have a wonderful Thursday. Ka kite.